You get into bed at a decent hour. You've done everything right, no caffeine, no screens, the room is dark and quiet. But still, you're just lying there. Eyes open, mind buzzing. Your body is tired, but something's keeping you awake and you can't quite name it. For millions of older adults, especially those over 55, this is more than just a bad night. It's a pattern. And over time, that pattern steals more than sleep. It chips away at your energy, your mood, even your memory. But here's what might surprise you. The solution may not be in your head. It might be in your evening plate. What you eat before bed could be the missing link in your sleep routine. Not a heavy meal, not a fancy supplement. Just a small, calming snack that gently gives your brain what it needs to let go. One ingredient, timed just right, can signal your nervous system to slow down and allow your body to slip into deeper, more restful sleep. This isn't about forcing your body to shut off. It's about feeding it the right message. And tonight, we're going to explore how one simple, low-effort habit can help you reclaim the kind of sleep that leaves you feeling whole again. No hype, just something that actually works. Part 1, your body isn't hungry, but it's missing a sleep signal. You finish dinner around 6 or 7 p.m. It's nothing heavy. Maybe a lean protein, some vegetables, a little starch. You feel satisfied, not stuffed. You clean up, maybe watch a little TV, take your evening walk, or settle into your routine. By 9 or 10, you're winding down. You've done what the experts say, limited screen time, dimmed the lights, kept the bedroom cool. Yet when your head hits the pillow, the quiet becomes too loud. You're not physically hungry, but you're not resting either. You're in that strange in-between place where your body is calm, but your mind just won't turn off. It's easy to blame this on age or stress or just how things are now. But what if there's something deeper going on, something very real, very physical, and very fixable? Because the truth is, sleep isn't just about routine or relaxation. It's also about chemistry. Your brain doesn't just shut off on command, it needs signals. And one of the most powerful signals it receives comes from what you eat. Let's talk about tryptophan. It's an amino acid, something your body gets from protein. That plays a key role in making serotonin and melatonin, the very hormones that help regulate your mood and sleep cycle. Without enough tryptophan in the bloodstream, your brain struggles to produce the calming chemicals it needs to transition into restful sleep. You may not feel hungry, but your brain may be whispering, "I need just a little more." Here's what makes this tricky. Tryptophan doesn't work alone. It competes with other amino acids to cross into the brain. That's why just eating a high-protein meal at dinner isn't always enough. In fact, if the balance of nutrients is off, or if you haven't eaten enough protein throughout the day, tryptophan may get crowded out. Your brain gets stuck in limbo, tired but not ready to shut down. This is especially important for people in their 50s, 60s, and beyond. As we age, our bodies naturally become less efficient at absorbing certain nutrients. Appetite often changes. Digestive enzymes decrease. Muscle mass declines. All of this impacts how protein and tryptophan is used in the body. So while it might seem like you're eating just enough, your brain could still be falling short of what it needs to sleep deeply. Add to that the reality of many older adults consciously reducing calories. Maybe you're watching your weight, managing blood sugar, or simply not as hungry in the evenings. That's understandable. But without realizing it, you may be running a quiet, consistent deficit in the very building blocks that allow your nervous system to power down. And here's where the emotional weight comes in. When you lie awake night after night, it's not just frustrating, it starts to feel personal, like your body is betraying you, like your mind is refusing to cooperate. You might start doubting yourself, even resenting your own restlessness. But what if none of that is true? What if your body is simply trying to operate without enough material to work with? The point here isn't to make you anxious about what you're eating. It's to shine a light on something empowering. A small shift in your evening nutrition could be the missing piece. A low-calorie, easily digestible, protein-based snack taken about an hour before bed might help restore that balance. Not because you're hungry, but because your brain needs a specific kind of fuel to stop spinning and start softening. There's a quiet relief in realizing it's not your fault, that this isn't about discipline or willpower or doing more. It's about understanding the body you live in, especially now, and learning to support it in ways that feel gentle, realistic, and rooted in how human chemistry actually works. You don't need to overhaul your diet. You don't need to eat a full meal at 10 p.m. What you need is one small act of nourishment that tells your nervous system, "You're safe, you're supported, you can rest now." Because when your brain receives that message, clearly, consistently, and calmly, it knows what to do. So if sleep has become a nightly struggle, if you've ruled out stress, created the perfect environment, followed all the advice, and still find yourself wide awake, maybe it's time to look not at how you're winding down, but at what your brain might be missing. Sometimes, the most powerful fix isn't in your head. It's already on your spoon. Part 2, the gentle snack that sends your brain to sleep. If your body's missing a sleep signal, then the next question becomes simple. How do you give it that signal? Gently, naturally, and without disrupting your routine? The answer isn't a pill or a gadget. It's a small, ordinary thing, a quiet habit, a simple snack that speaks the body's language, nudging your brain toward rest instead of dragging it there. We've been taught to avoid eating late at night, and for the most part, that's good advice, especially if we're talking about large meals, heavy fats, or sugar-laden treats. But the truth is, not all nighttime eating is harmful. In fact, the right snack in the right portion can actually help your body relax. It's not about feeding hunger, it's about feeding chemistry. And that's where this practice comes in. Think of this as a message food, a small bowl of something that tells your nervous system, it's okay to let go now. One of the most effective combinations. A few ounces of non-fat Greek yogurt mixed with a scoop of plant-based protein powder. Something simple, clean, and rich in the amino acid tryptophan. Why this combo? Because it's light, it's soothing, and it's packed with the ingredients your brain needs to make melatonin naturally. The yogurt provides calcium and probiotics, both of which support digestion and help absorb nutrients. The protein powder, especially if it's made from sources like pumpkin seed or pea protein, delivers the tryptophan in a form that's more likely to reach your brain and do its job. And here's where it gets really interesting. It's not just what you eat, it's when you eat it. Timing matters. About an hour before bed, when your body is beginning to wind down and cortisol is dropping, this kind of snack can ease the transition. Not by knocking you out, but by gently tilting the scales in your favor. It's like dimming the lights in your nervous system, not flipping a switch, just lowering the volume. What you'll likely notice isn't dramatic. It's subtle. You may find your thoughts slow down sooner. You may feel less restless. You may fall asleep before you realize it. And perhaps most importantly, you may stay asleep longer. The kind of sleep where you wake up and for once, don't feel like you've been wrestling with your own mind all night. This isn't magic, it's biology. When tryptophan enters your system in the right balance, it raises serotonin, which then converts into melatonin, the hormone that controls your sleep-wake cycle. And when your body gets that steady, supportive input, it remembers what to do. It doesn't need to be pushed. It just needs to feel safe. That's what this snack does. It provides a sense of safety on a chemical level, yes, but also on an emotional one. Because when you make space in your evening for something soft, quiet, and nourishing, you're doing more than just helping your body sleep. You're sending yourself a message. I care for you, I want you to rest. For those who live alone, this small act can feel even more powerful. It becomes a moment of comfort, a ritual, not something rushed or mindless, but intentional. It gives the night a softer edge, a sense of rhythm, and it reminds you that rest isn't something you earn by being productive. It's something you deserve because you're human. If you've spent months or years feeling betrayed by your own sleep, trying everything from supplements to sound machines, this might seem too simple. But that's the point. The body often responds best to things that are gentle, consistent, and biologically aligned. This isn't about sedating your brain. It's about giving it the missing ingredient it's quietly been asking for. And you don't have to get it perfect. You don't need to measure grams or count macros. Just keep it light, keep it clean, and keep it consistent. A little yogurt, a small scoop of plant protein, no sugar, no additives, just nourishment that supports what your brain is trying to do anyway, rest. So tonight, if the hours start to stretch and the quiet feels too loud, open the fridge. Not for a treat, not out of boredom, but for that one steady thing that tells your body, you're okay now, you can rest. Because maybe the answer isn't more effort or more trying. Maybe it's less noise, less struggle, and one gentle spoonful at a time, a return to peace. Part 3: Why some healthy bedtime snacks backfire. You've heard it before. Have a light snack before bed, it'll help you sleep. And maybe you've tried a banana, a slice of toast, a little peanut butter, a cup of warm milk. You weren't trying to overdo it, just something small, something simple. But instead of falling asleep, your heart raced. You tossed and turned. You woke up feeling more tired than before, and maybe you blamed yourself. Thought, I must have eaten too late, or maybe my body just can't handle food at night anymore. But the problem might not have been when you ate, it might have been what you ate. Let's be clear, not all bedtime snacks are created equal. And what seems healthy on the surface, especially in the way we've been taught to eat in America, can actually disrupt your sleep more than it helps. It's not just about calories. It's not just about portions. It's about chemistry, about how certain foods communicate with your nervous system and whether they calm it down or stir it up. Take sugar, for example. A banana or a granola bar might seem like a light, natural choice, but their high glycemic index can spike your blood sugar, giving you a brief sense of calm followed by a crash. And that crash doesn't lead to sleep. It leads to cortisol, a hormone designed to wake you up, not put you to sleep. So while you thought you were doing something good for your body, you were actually flipping the wrong biological switch. Or consider fat. Foods like peanut butter or cheese might feel comforting, and in moderation, they're not bad. But fat takes time to digest, especially at night when your metabolism naturally slows. A high-fat snack can keep your digestive system working longer than it should, pulling energy toward your gut instead of allowing your body to settle. You might feel sleepy at first, but that's not restfulness, it's heaviness. And when digestion lingers into the night, sleep becomes shallow, fragmented, and far from restorative. Even foods marketed as sleep-friendly can have the opposite effect. Some teas and bedtime drinks are loaded with added sugars or artificial sweeteners. Certain protein bars contain caffeine or stimulants disguised under names like green tea extract or natural energy blend. And then there are those nighttime cereals, promising deep rest in a bowl, but packed with refined grains and preservatives that your body doesn't need before bed. Here's the heart of it. When you're trying to sleep, your body isn't looking for energy. It's looking for signals. It wants clarity. And certain foods, though familiar, comforting, or even nostalgic, can confuse that message. Instead of saying rest, they say digest, or worse, stay alert. This is why people often feel worse after snacking at night. Not because they ate at the wrong time, but because they sent mixed messages to their system. One part of the body is trying to wind down while another part is ramping up. That internal conflict creates tension. And tension, even when subtle, keeps you awake. But let's not turn this into a list of don'ts. The goal isn't to restrict or fear food. It's to understand how your body responds, especially now in this season of life. Your needs have shifted. What worked at 30 may not work at 60. Your digestion is more sensitive. Your sleep cycles are more fragile. And your nervous system deserves more peace, not more noise. So what can you do? Start by simplifying. Strip away the extras. Choose foods that digest cleanly and signal calm. Low in sugar, low in fat, easy on the stomach, high in tryptophan or calming amino acids. A protein shake made with unsweetened almond milk and pumpkin protein. A few slices of turkey breast rolled in lettuce. A small serving of Greek yogurt with no added sugar. These are not just light options. They're aligned with what your body actually needs to produce the hormones that carry you into sleep. And remember, eating at night isn't the enemy. Confusing your body is. The more you can speak its language, the language of chemistry, calm, and gentle support, the easier it becomes to find your way into rest. So if you've ever felt betrayed by a bedtime snack, don't be discouraged. You're not broken. You're not doing it wrong. You've just been trying to speak a complex language with the wrong alphabet. But now, you know better. And with a few thoughtful shifts, your snack can stop working against you and start working for your sleep. Part 4: How to fit this sleep snack into your routine. You want to sleep better. You've tried the teas, the meditations, the blue light glasses. And now you're open to the idea of a simple, calming bedtime snack. But the question that lingers is, how do I actually make this a part of my life without turning it into another complicated routine I can't stick to? This is the moment many people give up. Not because they don't believe the science, not because they aren't willing, but because the idea of changing yet another part of their day feels heavy. They're already tired. They already have routines. And the last thing they need is another health hack that asks for too much and delivers too little. But this isn't about adding more to your plate. It's about shifting what's already there gently, intentionally, and in a way that works for your real life. Let's start here. If you're going to introduce a protein-rich snack an hour before bed, you don't need to increase your overall calories. You just need to rearrange them. That means looking at your day, not with a critical eye, but with a curious one, and asking, where can I move a little from dinner to make space for something calming later? If your usual dinner is 500 calories, try shaving off 100. Maybe you skip the extra slice of bread. Maybe you reduce the portion of pasta. Not to restrict, but to rebalance. Those 100 calories become the foundation for your evening snack. A spoonful of Greek yogurt, a half scoop of protein, a few slices of lean turkey. You're not eating more, you're eating smarter, in tune with your sleep cycle instead of working against it. Timing matters too. The sweet spot is usually 60 to 90 minutes before bed. That gives your body enough time to begin digestion without rushing the process or interfering with rest. If you head to bed at 10, have your snack between 8:30 and 9. If you're someone who winds down earlier, adjust accordingly. There's no rigid rule, just rhythm. Now let's talk preparation. Because the biggest reason people abandon good habits is friction. If it's hard, if it takes too long, if it interrupts your evening peace, it won't last. That's why it helps to make your sleep snack as easy as possible. Batch it. Pre-portion it. Keep it ready in the fridge. A few glass jars of yogurt and protein mixed in, a small plate of turkey and avocado slices, or even a blended drink you can shake and sip. When the moment comes, it's there. No thinking, no decisions, just comfort waiting to be used. If you live alone, this can feel like a quiet ritual, a small act of care you give yourself. If you live with a partner, invite them in. It's not about control, it's about connection, a shared rhythm, a way to wind down together that supports both of your sleep. And if you worry about weight gain, which is a valid concern, especially as metabolism changes with age, remember this. Sleep affects weight more than food does. Poor sleep increases cravings, slows metabolism, and raises stress hormones. So if this snack helps you sleep better, it may support your long-term weight in ways that skipping it never could. Here's the deeper truth. The body you live in now isn't the same body you had 20 years ago. It's wiser, it's more sensitive, it's more responsive to subtle cues. That means the smallest shift can create real change. You don't need drastic overhauls. You just need consistency, a steady message repeated every night. It's safe now, you can rest. This snack is that message, not a crutch, not a rule, but a reminder that you are allowed to slow down, that your body is not broken. That rest is not a reward for a hard day, it's a biological right. And giving your body what it needs to access that right is not indulgence. It's wisdom. So find what fits your life, your budget, your rhythm. Keep it simple, keep it kind, and most of all, make it yours. Because habits don't have to be hard to be healing. And sometimes, the most powerful routines are the ones that begin with a spoon and end in silence. So much of sleep advice today sounds the same. Turn off your screens, try to relax, take a supplement, and hope for the best. But if you've made it to this point in the video, it means you're not just looking for tips. You're looking for something deeper, something that honors what your body has been trying to tell you. What we've explored isn't just about food. It's about signals, clear, simple messages your body depends on to do what it was designed to do. You're not asking for miracles. You're asking to sleep, to rest, to feel human again. And if a gentle, well-timed snack can support that, if it can calm your nervous system, balance your brain chemistry, and bring peace into your night, it's not a trick. It's a quiet act of partnership with your own biology. You've learned that your body might not be hungry, but still missing something. That not every healthy snack speaks the language of sleep. And that with a few small, intentional shifts, you can give your brain the signal it's been waiting for, not with force, but with care. Not with more effort, but with more understanding. Maybe tonight you try something new. You prepare a small bowl with calm in mind. You sit in a quiet room. You eat slowly. And you give your body permission to let go. No pressure. No perfection. Just a soft reset, a new rhythm. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking this time for yourself. If this video resonated with you, know that you're not alone. So many are walking this same road, quietly, patiently, trying to feel rested again. I hope this gave you not just information, but reassurance. That healing can be simple. That sleep doesn't have to feel like a fight. I'm rooting for your rest. And I wish you, tonight and every night ahead, the kind of deep, peaceful sleep that makes everything feel lighter in the morning. Good night, and take care of yourself.